Our topic today is the MonCVONE-CR and its clinical research applications. First of all, a few words about MonCVONE-CR and MonCVONE in general. It's a projection perimeter with LED technology for the light source as well as for the background illumination. And actually, it comes in 4 different versions. SAP is the standard automated perimetry version. I like to compare it to the Humphrey standard perimeter. Pro, in addition to the previous features, includes interactive Goldmann manual perimetry and imaging. And CR, clinical research, has a lot of other features. And that's our topic today. And to be complete, we have also a CR++ that also includes vision electrophysiology. A few words about the basic versions, the MonCVONE-SAP. I won't talk in details about automated static perimetry. That's something almost everybody does. This is just showing a standard report from us. It's not exactly matching the Humphrey gold standard, but for those who have a flexible mind, you will notice it has some similar features, like a grayscale, like a comparison with normal subjects here, like global indexes for reliability and mean deficits or deviation. It has some additional features, and I would like to point out this one here on top right, which is a summary of eye tracking. That includes data about the stability of fixation, the pupil size and its fluctuation, eye deviation, and also blinking. We have also some nice features, which are this thing you can see here. We have a magnet technology, which allows us to have large field lenses for correction of refraction, and that's easy to set up on the equipment and adjust. The advantage, of course, is the size of the lens, which allows more comfortable of the patient, less problems with the rim artifact, and also, unfortunately, it has some limitation because of the cost of the lens. We can only supply a small number, and those people who will want to correct refraction very accurately, we have also this other system where we can put a standard metal rim lens, unfortunately with a smaller diameter. But this allows you to put correction for astigmatism as well. Another feature of this unit, even the basic one, is that it's a true binocular equipment. That's for 2 reasons. We have binocular tests we need for driving drivers, also for low vision. Unfortunately, most of the equipment don't really do those tests under binocular conditions. First of all, sometimes they don't even have a headrest for binocular position, and also they don't have means to control fixation both eyes at the same time. And that's something we do have on our system because the camera, which is embedded in the system, has a very large viewing field, allowing to see both eyes at the same time. The other feature, and that's now the Pro version, it has the capability to do manual Goldmann perimetry with a nice interface. I won't go too much in detail about this today. It's not our topic, but I just want to mention it. And that's because the combination of Goldmann manual control perimetry with video recording and a large viewing from the video allows us to test very young children or patients with handicap, cognitive handicap, for example. As you can see, this is a test on a very young child. Of course, it's not always possible, but I think it's improving the capability to do this kind of test significantly. Video imaging also allows us to do recordings of different positions of gaze and quite a number of other applications. I will go about this in details, maybe in some other presentation. Now, our topic today is more related to clinical research. And I did want to put some of these introduction. First of all, because there is a lot of investment from research and from pharmaceutical company about gene therapy and similar treatments. And as you know, the first gene therapy was just introduced recently by Luxturna. Well, the Luxturna is the name of the drug, and the Spark Therapeutics introduced it somewhere in September last year. And as you know, Roche has acquired Spark Therapeutics for a lot of money. So that it means there is a lot of money for research. Maybe we have to wait a little bit because of the virus crisis, but it will come again, of course. We hope, at least. As you can see, there are many clinical trials underway, most of them multicentric and involving different types of equipment, as we will see later. What is maybe important to notice, and I'm not a doctor, but I have been very impressed by these features. As you know, the visual process involves a cascade of events with more than 200 genes, and that means a lot of different diseases, a large variety of diseases. And most of them, this cascade of events involve different events, and it's different for the rods and the cones. And what I think is important is that the rods are frequently affected at an early stage of many diseases. So it's important to be able to test the rod, which is unfortunately not possible with classic equipment we do have, actually. This is just a slide I took from Professor Lowa from Ghent, just remembering that we have a very large spectrum of diseases. Diseases may appear at different ages in life. They may concern different areas of the visual field. They may concern different layers of the retina. And what people will do this type of clinical trials, what do they need? They need measurements to evaluate the efficacy and evaluate also the absence of adverse effect. And as I mentioned before, the classic visual equipment, visual acuity, visual field, vision electrophysiology is rather limited to address these different mechanisms. I mentioned here the lessons we had from the hydroxychloroquine treatment, or rather diagnosis in the past. In the past, people were doing Gunsford ERG, they were doing even sensory ERG, and now because we have multifocal ERG, we have more confidence because we can detect this kind of pathology at a much earlier stage, which is quite important. So we need to be able to detect these pathologies early in time, and also to eventually to be able to detect it in very young subjects, which is not always possible with the classic equipment.